It was a raw November evening in Portland when everything I thought I knew about family shattered. I sat in my old Honda, parked 2 houses down from the craftsman-style home on a quiet tree-lined street in southeast Portland. Rain pattered softly against the windshield, blurring the porch lights that glowed warmly against the gray dusk. The house looked perfect, fresh white trim. A carved pumpkin still sitting on the steps from Halloween. The wooden swing rocking gently in the breeze. But it wasn't mine anymore. At least, not in the way it was supposed to be. My name is Elena Harper. 24 years old. Fresh out of college, with a degree in graphic design. And, until recently, I believed I had a real start in life. Grandpa Elias had made sure of that. At my graduation party in his backyard that sunny June afternoon 3 years ago, he had pulled me aside after the cake was cut. The air smelled of barbecue and fresh-cut grass. He handed me a thick white envelope sealed with his familiar wax stamp. "Elena," he said, his voice steady but warm, eyes crinkling behind his glasses. "Every young woman deserves a place to plant her roots. This house is yours now. Make it your own." Inside were the deed papers with my name clearly printed, the keys on a simple brass ring, and a handwritten note. "Your future starts here." I had cried happy tears that day. The house had been in the family for decades. Grandpa bought it in the 1970s when Portland was still affordable for working folks. It was modest but charming, 3 bedrooms, a sunroom perfect for an art studio, a backyard garden where I'd always picture morning coffee and sketching. My parents, Sophia and Marcus, had smiled and hugged me. My older sister Lila had even taken photos for her Instagram. No one argued. No one questioned it. But that was then. Now. As I watched from the car, I saw Lila through the living room window. She was adjusting a ring light, filming another one of her lifestyle videos, probably a cozy fall home tour or motivational quote overlay. Her hair was perfectly styled, smile bright for the camera. The swing I used to sit on dreaming about my future, now it held throw pillows branded with her favorite quotes. The housewarming invitations she sent out last month hadn't mentioned me once. "Join us to celebrate my new chapter," it read. Hosted by Lila Harper at what everyone now called her inherited property. The betrayal started small. Or so it seemed at first. 1 week after graduation, I drove up with boxes packed, clothes, books, my drafting table. The key wouldn't turn. I tried again, heart sinking. Called Mom. "Oh, sweetie," she said in that too-sweet tone. "We're just looking out for you. You're not ready to handle a whole property alone yet. Let's manage it safely until you settle into a job." Dismissive. Casual. Like I was a child asking for candy before dinner. I didn't fight back then. I pocketed the key and drove away numb. Days later, the family group chat vanished from my phone. Renamed. Access revoked. My texts about the locks went unanswered. At family dinners hosted at the house, I was seated at the end like a distant relative. No one said my name. Lila toasted fresh starts, while Mom praised her, eye for design, to neighbors. I overheard it all while rinsing dishes, my hands shaking under the water. They were rewriting history in real time, blurring me out of the picture until I felt invisible. I started documenting everything quietly. Screenshots. Voice notes. The original deed tucked in my closet. That house wasn't just walls, it was Grandpa's belief in me. A tangible promise that I mattered. But now strangers rented it on weekends through vacation listings, leaving reviews about Lila's elegant taste and the loving family home vibe. My future had been commodified. The chill in the air matched the one settling in my chest. I gripped the steering wheel, watching Lila laugh on camera inside what should have been my sanctuary. How do you fight family when they treat your dreams like an inconvenience? When they smile while stealing your name from the story? I turned the key in the ignition and drove away into the rain. but something inside me had already begun to harden. The paper trail I was building wasn't just for proof, it was for survival. Weeks blurred into a tense rhythm of quiet observation and mounting dread. The housewarming party was the breaking point that forced me to act. I RSVP'd yes. Not to celebrate, but to witness the full erasure. I dressed in muted grays, blending into the crowd of guests who raved about Lila's visionary touches, new backsplash tiles I had pinned on my secret Pinterest board. Mid-century furniture I had shown her in excitement only for her to dismiss it as too cold. Now she claimed it brought her emotional clarity. Inside, jazz played softly. Wine flowed. The hallway photos of Grandpa's family history had been replaced with generic art prints. No one recognized me or asked how I was doing after months of silence. At the tables outside under string lights, my name card read Alina misspelled. I didn't sit. I wandered, overhearing compliments. Lila really transformed this place. A hired photographer shooed me from group shots. Just the core family. Thanks. Later, Lila cornered me by the kitchen island. Her smile practiced. Glad you came. Elena. Didn't think you'd want to after everything. When I pressed, after what? She laughed lightly, deflecting. Let's not ruin the vibe. I handed her my glass and left without another word. On the drive home, my roommate from college texted about seeing Lila's posts and assuming I got the house. I saved the screenshot. Evidence stacked higher. 3 days later, Lila uploaded a full video Tor captioned, turning inherited dreams into my sanctuary, thankful for parental support. No mention of Grandpa or me. A local lifestyle blog picked it up, quoting Mom, "She's always had an eye for what matters. We're so proud." I printed it, highlighted the omissions, and taped it beside my original deed on the wall of my tiny apartment. The folder on my laptop grew, the real story. Screenshots. Old photos from graduation day, where Grandpa gripped my shoulder proudly. The envelope with "Your future starts here." I typed one sentence in a blank doc. If I stay silent, their version becomes truth. Brunch with the family shifted the air further. Mom tried reconnection. "You've come far since almost needing shelter." Lila rolled her eyes at my drama. They framed my survival as proof the harm was minor. I called Grandpa at his community garden plot. He was planting kale, gloves sturdy. When I explained, confusion crossed his face. "Your mom said you were fine with them handling it." I told him I was never asked. He stood slowly, wiping his hands. "I gave that to you, Elena." The silence between us said enough. He was beginning to see the manipulation. That evening after brunch, Mom whispered near the door, "Some things are better left alone." Her words landed like sugar-coated poison. Inside, resolve crystallized. I wouldn't stay silent anymore. The voice memo I found later, a recording from right after graduation where Mom casually told a friend, giving her that house was a mistake. "She's too soft." Ungrateful, confirmed the indifference hurt deepest. They weren't just taking property. They were auctioning off my place in the family memory. The discovery of the rental listing hit like ice water. An email alert for local homes showed my address listed as a cozy, fully furnished getaway, with glowing reviews praising Sophia's elegant decorating touches. My name nowhere. Logging into county records confirmed it. Voluntary transfer. My forged signature dated during a work trip I could prove with boarding passes. The notary was a ghost, P.O. box only. I drove straight there. Cleaning crew prepped for guests. Mom directed pillow fluffing. "Elena, did you call ahead?" she asked casually. The graduation photo of us with the keys was gone from the mantel, replaced by generic New Beginnings signs. I scanned the stripped walls. Walked out without screaming. Back home, I photographed the forged signature. posted anonymously on a private account. It lasted minutes before flags and warnings hit. Threats followed. Anonymous texts drop it. HR questions at my freelance job implying family litigation risks. A cease and desist from mom's lawyer citing defamation and business harm. My mailbox held circled screenshots of my post. Fear tried to creep in, but it had been replaced by cold clarity. They forged a legal document to steal from blood. I met my old college advisor, now retired legal consultant, Ben. He reviewed my folders, deed, memos, scrapbook photo from a cousin showing Grandpa's note, Elena's house. You have more than a story, he said. You have a case. The holiday dinner at Grandpa's became the pressure cooker. He had personally mailed my invitation in his handwriting. Tension crackled under pleasantries. Midway, Grandpa raised his glass. Elena, how's the house treating you? Silence fell. I connected my phone to the TV, playing Mom's voice memo first. She's too soft. Mistake. Gasps rippled. Then the forged deed photo. Then the scrapbook image with Grandpa's cursive. Mom paled. Lila froze. Dad stared at the floor. Grandpa turned to Mom. You deleted my messages? She claimed protection. Instability. I countered. I was inconvenient. Grandpa stood. The house returns to Elena legally. Tonight. He called his attorney on speaker. Mom and Lila left without words, fury and shame mixing in their eyes. In the study afterward, Grandpa found my altered letter hidden in his album, phrases softened to make me seem agreeable. She didn't just block your words, he said quietly. She rewrote them over mine. The betrayal ran deeper than property. It fractured trust across generations. Paperwork moved swiftly after Grandpa's intervention. The attorney confirmed restoration process. Family ripples spread. Cousins emailing support. My supervisor reinstating me after reviewing the context. Dad met me privately at a waterfront cafe. I knew enough and didn't stop it. I told her not to forge, but he offered no full apology. I didn't hug him goodbye. The viral stitched video I posted deed scan. Grandpa's graduation audio. Key photo. Gain traction. 10K plus shares. Comments calling out theft. Demanding accountability. Lila posted a vague 4-sentence apology about misunderstandings, then went silent, deleting old content. A neighbor's notarized letter confirmed witnessing the gifting day. A local correction article ran, apologizing for prior misreporting and affirming my sole ownership since 2017. Weeks later, the title updated officially, Elena D. Harper, owner of record. No contest for Mom. Grandpa's health held strong. He joked at brunch it improved with truth out. He hugged me. Forgive me for not seeing sooner? I replied he gave me more than the house, his name, his belief. A restored keychain appeared mysteriously, engraved from Grandpa. The house felt mine again, cedar scent. Fresh gray paint in a new studio space I carved out back. I tacked a carved sign. Begin here. Community nights started small, inviting local young women rebuilding after setbacks. We shared tea. Silence. Stories of starting over. They tried rewriting my story. I told them. But I'm authoring the better ending. Applause felt affirming, not performative. I deleted the evidence folder. Proof was no longer needed when living it. Frost kissed the backyard grass one clear winter morning as I stood at the garden edge, breathing freely for the first time in years. The county site confirmed the transfer. Vera, no more Mom in my mind, had withdrawn everything. The house smelled of fresh paint and possibility. On the entry table sat Grandpa's original key beside my note. This time, no one else holds the pen. Healing left marks, but also space. The studio hosted more gatherings, women sharing journeys of inheritance disputes, family gaslighting, quiet reclamations. One evening after guests left, I pinned a new key tagged "Next Generation when ready" above the studio door. In the mirror, my gaze was steady, no longer searching for validation. Grandpa's letter arrived later, reflecting on misplaced trust, affirming belief in me as the greater gift. I pinned it beside my sketches. Dad's short email, "I'm sorry. I mean it," stayed archived. Lila and Sophia stayed distant. Their silence spoke volumes. On the porch one pink cold evening, I whispered to myself, "Don't just inherit legacy. Protect it. Defend it. Rebuild it under your own name if needed." The future ahead was mine to write, no next chapter forced. Just life reclaimed on my terms. The air felt expectant, corrected, rooted. What lingered was the quiet question: when family becomes the thief of your beginning, how far will you go to author your own ending? And would they ever truly face the cost of erasure? The house stood solid behind me, mine. Finally, bones and all.